I just wanted to walk through with you the two assignments that you're going to do regarding evaluating credit for Chapter 8. The first one is interactive on FICO credit scores. So when you hit that link, this is what should come up. And you can hit this link in here to go to the FICO credit score estimator, and I will go to that shortly and show you. It says, as a reminder though, this pie chart over here talks through how they pull together your FICO score. It's based on these different things, the biggest piece being your payment history, and then how much you owe are the biggest factors. So again, this credit score estimator, if you hit that link, will take you to it. It says you've been assigned to be a credit counselor for these three people whose profiles are down below, and you'll use the FICO estimator to help you come up with their score. Here is one of the key things for me, though, that you need to make sure you do. It says mark whether you think that factor will improve, increase, or decrease the person's credit score. So, for Sam Spendthrift, he is a college junior. He couldn't wait until he turned 21 so that he could apply for a few credit cards. Here are some details about his profile. So for each one of these, he currently has 3 credit cards. Is this a plus or a minus? And you're going to just enter it in the Word document. He got his first credit card 8 months ago. Good or bad? He doesn't have any student loans. Good, bad. He has applied. So go through and for all of these factors, right, if you think it's a good or a bad thing. Then you're going to use all of this information when you go into the credit card simulator. So that credit card simulator looks like this. So when you hit that link, it's going to bring up My FICO, and you're going to estimate the FICO score for them. So how many credit cards do you have? And so for Sam, how many did he have? And it talked about that in the detail. So when you were in here, it says he currently has 3 credit cards. So you're going to basically just go through and answer all these questions as you go. And be very careful about reading these boxes that less than 6 months or between 6 months and 2 years. That means exactly 6 months and 2 years, 2 to 4, etc. So be careful reading those words that you click the right box. And based on that, at the very end, you're going to get a score that comes up. And once you have that score, you're going to go back to this sheet, and it's going to say, what is Sam's estimated credit score? And you're going to put that in. And then, what does Sam's score say about his credit worthiness? So his credit worthiness, you're going to say whether or not, as a lender, you would let him borrow or not. And then as his credit counselor, if he was having trouble, what recommendations would you make to him to improve his credit score? So if his score is only 450 or something like that, what types of things can he do? And going back to Chapter 8 in the FICO section, as well as the lecture we talked about, we had a slide that talked about how they could improve their credit score. So once you're done with Sam, you're going to go through and do the same thing for Jessica. So plus or minus, what do you think it would do to it? Then actually enter it into the estimator, come up with what her score is for Section 4 or Question 4. What's it say about her credit worthiness? Would you lend her money or not, and why? Then as a counselor, what would you recommend she do given her situation in order to improve her score? And this has to be specific to her, just like it had to be specific to Sam given his situation. And then you will do the same thing for Danielle and come up with her credit score and answer those same questions for her specific circumstance. So you have 3 different people and their scores, And you're going to use that to do the next problem that you have. So I'm going to go ahead and close that and pull up the next assignment. So the next assignment you have is the impact of credit score on loans. And for this activity, it says you need the ones that you previously used in the FICO. So for Sam, Jessica, and Danielle. And it's telling you for Danielle that her current score is 685, so use that. So get their two scores and put them in here. And it says use the highest number from their range, because you got a range. So use the highest number in their range. And it says now assume that each of them has graduated from college, they've maintained their score, they've secured a $50,000 a year job, and now want to go car shopping. It says to use this savings calculator to determine how much the loan is going to cost Sam and Danielle. And it says enter the following information into the calculator. So the type of loan is a 60-month new auto, state, national, principal $21,000. So if we go into this loan calculator, you'll see here that we can select the type of loan in this section, and I already forget what it said. It said it's a 60-month new auto. 60-month new auto, so we would go in and we would choose 60-month new auto, and it's national, and they said the principal was 21 grand. And you'll go through and fill this out, and based on, let's just say that Sam was in this range. I don't honestly know what it was, so don't assume that's correct for Sam. But you'd hit calculate, and then it's going to come up with this schedule for you and how much you could save at each of those. And that is ultimately what we're going to do then here. So their estimated score from number 1 above, and then the APR, monthly payment, and total interest paid we get from that calculated. Monthly payment, total interest paid, and if he was in this range, Sam, we would use APR of 5.521, monthly payment of $401, total interest paid of $3,080. So we'll fill that out. Then it says what's the difference in APR paid by Sam and Jessica. So whatever you get in these two boxes here, show your calculation what the difference is in numbers here. Not theory, but actual numbers. And then how does that APR difference impact their monthly payments and total interest? So you'll talk about what's happened with these based on the APR. And then if you were buying a car with $42,000 principal instead, what do you know about your monthly payment and interest is what you want to tell me. And then they go down and they go through a different scenario down here and you answer questions again. Number 7, why should I bother worrying about my credit score? If you need to go back to the lecture on establishing credit scores and how it impacts your loan qualification and your monthly payment and your interest costs, those are the things that I want you to explain. So loan qualification, monthly payment, interest. Why does your credit score matter? Does it drive up your monthly payment, drive down? What about interest, etc.? So that's it